1,000 years before Yeshua, Jesus came, and start back in the garden. And that'll be our starting point. So to speak about the tribes, personally, I like to know how things work. I'm one of those kind of people. I won't tear things apart, but if I have to, if it's broken already, I'll take it apart to see how it works and put it back together or something like that. I mean, I'm not really crazy with it, but that's stuff I'll do. So information, I want to know the mechanics of it. Where do we go wrong? How did this happen? If we as a people have been enslaved, why? Who did what? According to the scriptures, it says that if you're disobedient to me, I'll put you on a slave ship. Send you into another land that you know not their language. You will marry a wife and another shall take her. You shall have children and your arms shall long for them all the day. And this hit me so hard because it seemed to be my history. So I need to get to the cause so I don't become the cause in my next generation. Because the scripture says I'll visit the sins of the fathers to the third and fourth generation. So what happened with the first generation? So I know not to make the same mistake. Because my study is to be righteous. Because I know about sin. I've sinned. I know that I have sinned.
Thank you.
I'm not going to stand up here and tell you that No, I have sinned.
Mm-hmm.
My wife will tell you.
Yeah.
I almost broke our family up. And I had to understand my place so that I can teach my son. My son is 31 this year. I need to teach him how to be a man. And don't walk in my steps if I was wrong. But if I was right, that's when the scripture supports me. Honor your parents, that your days may be long in the land. And that word means actually know Yada. Know that they're right, so you do as they have done. But if they're wrong, you turn back to me and I will turn back to you. That's how it works. So I don't have to move. All right. This is very particular. I'll get into it in a few minutes. But what I want you to really key in on, and the woman saw the what? Tree. What was it good for? Food. Pleasant to the eye. And what? Desirable to make one what? Wise. This was a problem. She took of its fruit and ate. And that's not where it stopped. And she also gave to her husband with her. And what did he do? That's a problem. First of all, he's the priest. According to the scriptures, it tells us if a maiden makes a vow unto God, he hears her, he grants it. But if she is of her father's house, and her father hears the vow, he nullifies and Yahweh honors the father. But if she is a married woman and makes a vow unto God, her husband hears and he nullifies. God honors the husband. He didn't do his part. So had he not taken part, sure, she would have been reprimanded. But because he didn't do his part as the priest, even the animals of the earth suffer. Even the earth itself moaned and groaned. So it knocked everything out of whack. But he only sinned once. That's all I can find. I can only find one. But now if I start counting mine up, so I cannot look at him and point the finger. If Adam had not done, we got a young man who just started with us, and he's very macho, and he was like, I just want to meet him. I want to just punch him in the mouth. I'm like, wait a minute, you need to stop and assess this. He only sinned once, and look what it brought on us. All of creation waits on the sons and daughters to be revealed. Why? So they can stop their suffering. Because even the scripture says that in a day that's to come, that a young child, boy, will stick his hand in the cobra's nest and it shall not bite him. The lion will lay down with the cow, it says. And it also says a lamb. And they shall graze together. So all of that was thrown out of whack because of man. So what did our Father do? Back in the garden, he ate. But she took of its fruit. So that's the question. Don't believe Hollywood. They show you an apple. A tree produces fruit. A fruit bears seed so that it may reproduce. That's like the question they always ask. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, the egg is the reproduction of the chicken. So if you follow Yahweh's line, you will understand that he created us first and then said, be fruitful and multiply. And that was everything. So I don't have time to go down through every day of that, but in even the seed-bearing trees and greenery and vegetation, everything reproduces. Next.
After good and evil, knowledge. Deuteronomy, and please forgive me for the spelling, I was doing this on the way here. 28 and 15. And it shall be, if you do not obey the voice of Yahweh your Elohim to do all his commands and his laws, which I command you today, that all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you. 28 and 32. Your sons and your daughters are given to another people, and your eyes look and fail for them all day long, and your hand powerless.
Now this was the law that was given, and when they were getting ready to go into the land, it was the year 2488. Abraham said that I am 120 years today. I shall not make it over with you. This is when Yahweh took him up and let him see. This was a vision of something to come. So his age was 120 years of age. Somebody add that up straight across. 1 plus 2? Plus 0? You got it? All right, I'm coming back. So his redemption already in place once again. And when Yahweh spoke to Noah, and I don't have Noah on here because I kind of really wanted to take some steps because I know it would be a while if I stopped at every patriarch. With Noah, he said, time's up. 120 years, my being cannot be with man always. I am going to rid the earth of man that I have created because his heart is full of evil. 120 years. So you'll see the same thing over and over. 120 years, 12 tribes. I'll return. You tear this temple down, I'll return on the third day. You'll see this over and over and over again. But what we're looking at now is the tree, and Eve ate of it. Ate of it. What was it? What was the fruit of what she ate? We'll go good and evil, knowledge, slavery. Does this sound like the recipe for slavery? Your sons and daughters given to another? Let's go.
For today's generation, there are two major periods that can help us with the following questions. 1492 AD, expulsion of all Jews from Spain, Spanish Inquisition. 1619 AD, the Asiento de Negros Papers. Where do we come from? Where did your people come from? Who are your people? Where did your people originate? What continent does your family tree come from?
If you ever been to Africa, I've never been, or if you have worked with co-workers from the continent, or any type of interaction with people from Africa, they could walk to you and ask you, where are you from? It's happened to me, it's happened to my wife. No, I mean, where are you from? I live in North. No, where are you from? Where's your people from? From what country? And what they're digging for, and this just happened to me again recently, and I guess because people say when they first hear me, they hear some type of dialect or something, accent. I was raised in New York, so that's what I tell people. Say, oh, okay, because you sound like or seem like you're from. You know, they're matching. We have gene pools that and in Africa, when you see certain people, you can tell that they're part of a family. If you see my family, you can tell that we are family. My sisters and my brothers, we look alike. I look like my dad. Everyone says, my goodness, the older you get. So those genes, they come through. Where's my young student? All right, you ready? I don't know if this one, I'm going real slow. 1 plus 9. 10. All right, now, I want you to have this one for us, too. 2 plus 4.
6.
You got it? All right. Now, 6 plus 10.
16.
1 plus 6.
7.
All right, we got an element of the Sabbath in there, okay? And I do this with a lot of stuff. I'm going through searching. I'm searching for manna. I'm searching for stuff. And okay, let's go ahead and do this one too. All right, 1 plus 9, 10. 1 plus 6,
7.
7 plus 10.
17.
1 plus 7,
8.
renewed beginnings. All right, kind of got a picture of what I do. All right, now, in this year here, we got the number of man, the expulsion of Jews, or the Spanish Inquisition. There was a great dispersion coming out of Spain. This year here is very important for us in this part of the continent, okay, in this America. 1619 is when they say that the first Africans hit Jamestown, Virginia. And as we talk, 1609? 1609. And I went back and studied that out. There is a 10-year deficit in the time, and I'll explain that in a second. But as I was sharing it with him before when I was here, I took this number, well, not this one, in Ezekiel. There's 2 time frames that Yahweh speaks to Ezekiel, and I won't go too much into this. I'll just clarify the statement. He said, lay on your left side for Israel for 390 days. I have already laid on your heart the amount of time, and I will put on them for their crookedness a day for a year. So right there, that's 390 already, right? Hold that.